The chamber pulsed with an eerie glow, suspended in the void between dimensions. No walls, no ceiling, only infinite blackness stretching beyond reason. Gathered in this impossible space were the greatest minds of the Galactic Order. They had convened for a single purpose, to determine the fate of humanity. Archon Valzer, a construct of pure intellect, spoke first. Its voice was cold, devoid of inflection. We have analyzed every known civilization in the cosmos. None defy probability like humans. Their rapid ascent, their reckless innovation, it suggests an error. A flaw in the simulation. Supreme biologist Zylthak, his mandibles clicking in thought, countered. A flaw. Or an outlier. Evolution is not a perfect algorithm. Sometimes, nature produces unexpected results. Their resilience is unlike anything we have recorded. They should not have survived their own violent history, yet here they are thriving, expanding. Ambassador Drex of the ZYYTH, a reptilian strategist, folded his arms. And what of their unpredictability? They wage war over ideology, yet unite against extinction. They embrace chaos but build structures that last millennia. They do not follow the patterns of lesser species. The assembly stirred, murmuring in frequencies beyond mortal comprehension. Valzer summoned a holographic projection, a swirling mass of data, entire millennia of human history condensed into an intricate lattice. Wars, plagues, revolutions, scientific leaps, inexplicable recoveries. The pattern was too erratic, too improbable. This, Valzer stated, is why they must be purged. The simulation maintains balance through order. Anomalies disrupt this balance. Zylthak tilted his head. And yet, their existence has not destabilized the cosmos. If anything, they have accelerated progress. Have you considered that perhaps the anomaly is necessary? Drex exhaled sharply. Or dangerous. He gestured, and another projection formed a battlefield on Ceres. Human ships, outnumbered and outgunned, emerging victorious through sheer ingenuity. No species should be capable of such adaptive strategy. They are an unchecked variable. A presence stirred at the edge of perception. Entity 9, an observer beyond time, had remained silent until now. Its voice, neither sound nor thought, resonated through the council. You assume the simulation is meant to be perfect. But what if the glitch was placed intentionally? The silence that followed was deafening. Zylthak's mandibles twitched as he accessed the records. Let us examine the evidence. A new projection flickered to life, displaying the Battle of Ceres in brutal detail. The human fleet had been surrounded, their destruction mathematically inevitable. And yet, they had won. Not through superior firepower, but by feigning weakness, luring their enemies into overextending, then striking with a precision that defied logic. This, Zylthak said, is not mere survival. It is manipulation of probability itself. Drex's scales darkened in unease. They think in ways that should not be possible. They are not bound by instinct, nor logic. They manufacture victory from nothing. Valzer shifted, displeased. A single battle proves nothing. Zylthak brought up another projection. The Mars Terraforming Project. Once a barren wasteland, now an oasis of human life. No species had ever reshaped an entire world to suit their needs so quickly. Others adapted to their environments, humans forced the environment to adapt to them. They did not wait for evolution, Zylthak continued. They overrode it. Drex's claws tapped against the armrest. And their persistence. No matter the catastrophe, they rebuild. They learn. They refuse to accept failure. Another projection. Earth, shattered by nuclear war in centuries past, had not only recovered but thrived. Civilizations had risen and fallen, yet humanity endured, stronger each time. Valzer remained unconvinced. Survivors exist in every species. Zylthak gestured, shifting the projection to something more abstract. Human literature, music, philosophy. The concept of hope, ambition, belief in the impossible. Other species survive. Humans dream. They create myths of futures that do not yet exist and then force them into reality. Drex studied the data, uneasy. They fear death, yet embrace risk. They seek peace, yet master war. They should not function as a species, yet they thrive. This is not randomness. This is something else. Valzer's voice was sharp. An anomaly. A deviation that must be corrected. Entity 9 stirred once more, its presence pressing against the minds of those gathered. Or a function yet to be understood. The chamber dimmed as Valzer interfaced with the central intelligence core. Streams of data coalesced, forming an intricate web of probabilities, projections, and anomalies. The deeper the system analyzed, the more erratic the patterns became. Finally, the conclusion materialized. Impossible, Valzer stated flatly. Human existence violates statistical models. Their genetic lineage contains deviations with no traceable origin. Their evolutionary path suggests external interference. Xylthak's mandibles clicked. Interference? By whom? Drex leaned forward, uneasy. Are you suggesting they were engineered? The data strands shifted, revealing clusters of human breakthroughs: fire, agriculture, industrialization, quantum physics. Each appeared at intervals that defied randomness, occurring just before stagnation should have set in. Too precise. Too timely. Valzer's voice darkened. Something or someone ensured their survival. Advanced them when logic dictated extinction. Xylthak observed the patterns. A self-correcting anomaly. They are neither accident nor mistake. They are an equation that balances itself. Drex's claws tightened. And what if they were designed for a purpose we cannot comprehend? If they are a variable placed into the system, what happens when that variable completes its function? The chamber grew heavier as Entity 9 spoke. Your assumption remains that they are the exception. What if they are the key? The projections flickered, shifting to cosmic radiation readings. A frequency embedded within the background noise of the universe matched the neural oscillations of the human brain. A signal, faint but undeniable. Valzer hesitated. This cannot be coincidence. Xylthak's eyes gleamed. Then the question is not whether they are an anomaly. The question is whether they are the intended outcome. The weight of the revelation pressed upon the assembly. Silence stretched, thick with unspoken implications. Then, Valzer spoke, its tone edged with finality. If they are a function, then they are an uncontrolled one. The logical course is deletion. Remove the variable before it destabilizes the system further. Xylthak's mandibles twitched. You assume the system is meant to remain unchanged. What if they are the mechanism of progress? A failsafe against stagnation? Drex's tail flicked, tension rising. Or a catalyst for destruction? We do not know their end function. If we allow them to continue unchecked, we risk the unknown. The council stirred, the weight of the decision pressing upon them. Valzer initiated the vote. The chamber pulsed as the collective intelligence of the council aligned, calculations running at unimaginable speeds. Then, an anomaly. A ripple through the void. A breach in the impenetrable security of the chamber. A probe, unmistakably human in origin, materialized at the center of the assembly. No force in existence should have been able to penetrate this space. And yet, it had. A message played. Simple. Unmistakable. We see you. The chamber erupted in chaos. Valzer froze, its perfect logic shattered by the impossibility. Drex recoiled, his worst fears confirmed. Xylthak, for the first time in his existence, felt something akin to awe. Entity 9 merely observed. And in the silence that followed, a single thought echoed across the assembly. The glitch was never a flaw. It was the design.